Guys, there was recently some big time drama. Now, I hinted at this drama just a little bit ago. I partially covered this. There was drama going down where basically it seemed like AI may have been banning players for using curse words in the game. Now, this isn't like really confirmed, but it really did seem like that was kind of what was going on. And then the Blizzard CS team comes out and absolutely goes full freaking, ham on the forum. Absolutely obliterating the man who was complaining about it and just going off on the players for even insinuating that AI was doing this shit. Anyways, we got some coverage here, a little bit deeper coverage on what exactly happened and what went wrong in this week's reset from Taliesin and Evitel. Let's see what happened.
Hello Internet, Taliesin here. Welcome to another episode of the Weekly Reset, Taliesin and Evertel's wondrous wisdom show, in a week where we're going to be talking about swearing in what they're calling
the customer service meltdown.
If that sounds like a weird topic to spend the main part of a video talking about, then unlucky I guess, because I just wrote 9 pages on it somehow.
It's interesting.
Discourse.
But before we get our hazmat suits on and dive into that one, here's Evertel with a rundown of the week's news.
Welcome to Evie's News Rundown. With 200 guilds having successfully downed Mythic
So
Wind.
are they just purposely cutting her off more and more each time when she...
Successfully downed Mythic Wind chimes,
It's
Blizzard
getting
has
me.
confirmed that the Hall of
Yes,
Fame
they
for
are.
Mythic March on Quel'Danas is now full. Unlucky Immortalis Argentani, you just missed it. Congratulations to all famed slayers of the Dark Naru, great title, on their achievement, which will be even more impressive now that Blizz has announced wide-ranging nerfs to Mythic
Yeah, the nerfs are coming.
immediately after the closure of the Hall of Fame. These are meant to mitigate the so-called Phase 1 Wipe Fest, reducing the number of...
I'm going to say this like for the 500th time, but after Hall of Fame closes, unlock the fucking raid, stop the lockout. Maybe one day Blizzard will want to watch one of my shitty videos and they'll hear me say this and they'll be like, damn, that's a great idea. Because then people could pug this shit. That's it. The race to world first is done. This stuff's done. Why not? Unlock it. Probably not going to happen.
glaives up at one time from 10 to 5, and nerfing Star Splinter and criticality damage by 20%. What are you waiting for? PTR news! 12.0.7 is on the horizon with a predicted release date of June 16th.
Yeah, it's gonna be
based
June
on
16th.
seeing Turbulent Timeways, Darkspear Dash, and the Midsummer Festival being listed as starting on the 16th
Yeah.
in the in-game calendar. And with that, data mining on the PTR is in full swing. Loads of new mounts and achievements have been data mined,
Really good
including
looking
for the
mounts.
Invasion Points, Nigtal, and Val, each of which has their own meta achievement. Completing the Val meta achievement, A Trip Around the Stars, requires completing the usual quest lines, world quests, and rares, and rewards the Void Mancer's Star Carver, a Void-themed surfboard, which I'm not going to give my verdict on until I can see exactly how stupid my character looks atop it. Not
Look, one thing I will say about these achievements that's kind of annoying is they award you with the mount, but they don't actually award you with the amount. They award you with the ability to purchase the mount with Voidlight Marl. I think the mount should just be given to you, honestly. Why? Why are we doing this? But yeah, that's how they're doing it.
stupid my character looks atop it. Nigtal, on the other hand, requires completing a trip through the stars and rewards you with the Star Mech Cosmic Collapser, a mount that sounds really goddamn
one's more
cool,
given to
and
you
which
then?
technically is, but of course is also just a recolor of the Lightforged Warframe from Argus. And just to muddle
take
your
it.
sense of time passing even further, Dragonflight Time Walking is coming in 12.0.7, and of course with it loads of goodies and rewards to try and make you feel better about the fact that we are now, in fact, doing Dragonflight Time Walking. There's this nice obsidian egg staff and this cool timey-wimey sword, but have you seen this actually genuinely really good Neltharion-themed helm and shoulder
nice.
set? And this full Druid of the Flame kit? And the dark version of the ultimate good boy mount Tyvan, the Blackford Bakar? Is he
Yeah, but it's not as big as Tyvan. That's the problem. Everybody knows. Why is Tyvan a badass mount? It's because he's huge. He's freaking girthy. That's a big boy between your legs. But this one's just regular size. Now, he still looks cool, but he's just not on the level of Typhon, obviously. Size matters with the mount.
Supposed to be the evil version of Tyvan. There is no evil version of Tyvan. And who could say no to the liquid hot magma slug? I know I couldn't. You'll need to save up those time warped badges though, because collecting these will not be cheap. God, does this mean I have to do time walking now? Notable among the goodies and cosmetics coming in 12.0.7 is a new toy called the Photo Finisher. This is a toy that allows you to summon a bronze whelpling in a raid, who then automatically screen grabs your boss kills. This is cool in theory, but 1, requires you to remember to summon the little guy to make it happen. 2, doesn't actually always manage to get the screen grab as of right now on the PTR. And 3, literally just grabs your screen from your POV, UI and all. I hesitate to say it, but I'm pretty sure there's an add-on that does all of this and better, so why not just download Memento instead? This is, of course, the PTR.
It would be really cool. The dragon actually does pop up on the screen for you. It shows up like right here in the corner. It would be really cool, and I said this when we first talked about this toy, if it actually captured the angle the dragon's at, like kind of an in-game screenshot. It would be cool. But that's not what it does. It literally just captures your screen. So you got the hub open in the corner up there. Blizzard going to screenshot your little what's it called? Incestuous video you're watching while you're playing Raid. Now, why are you doing that? I don't know. Am I projecting? I have no idea.
So huge changes could be coming as we speak, but I'm just saying. There's an add-on.
Stepmom shit. I don't know what's going on.
I've been downloading so many add-ons since the death of add-ons. And as always, we'll be providing links to the relevant Wowhead articles in the description below relating to everything we've talked about in today's video. So go peruse at your leisure. Lastly, sorry if my voice has sounded a bit tired today. I just feel a bit run down.
Oh no.
And so, to the main story
Okay,
of
here we
the
go. Let's
episode.
get the
Our job is
juicy
to
bit.
report WoW news, knowledge, also
Discourse.
and this has undoubtedly been the main discourse of the week, the customer service meltdown. First up, here's what happened. A player of the popular video game worldofwarcraft.com tweeted at the America's Customer Service Department regarding their banned WoW account. A player who, for the purposes of this video, we will be calling Player A, because this is the internet, and the internet is very weird. I know you, internet. Player A included correspondence with Blizzard, showing them repeatedly asking why the account had been banned and receiving standard template responses.
It's unfortunate, but really, if you reach out to Blizzard customer service, you're just going to get like really standard AI-generated bullshit. And it's probably because they only got one guy working there now, because they basically fired the entire team. And a lot of companies have done this, firing everybody before really AI can actually do what it says it's going to be able to do. So that's what's happened here.
Didn't give any specific answers to the player beyond that initial ban text, which said it was because of inappropriate communication. That includes abusive chat, advertisements, spamming, or other communication that violates our code of conduct. It was not an especially long ban. All of this happened last week, and Player A is already back in the game. But their initial tweet definitely has the kind of exasperated tone to it that you might recognize and expect from someone who has been fruitlessly trying to get any meaningful communication from a customer service department.
Right.
It's actually impressive how this company, owned by a company worth over $2 trillion, can't have a support system that doesn't just spew AI-written bullshit back to me. How are you this terrible, dude? At Blizzard CS, at Blizzard End, at Warcraft.
Now, did the guy curse in the game? Based on his own comment back to customer service, probably. He probably did, but cursing in WoW has been a thing. You know, they literally have a curse filter that you can remove. Like, that wouldn't even be in the game. You couldn't be able to remove it if cursing was just strictly not allowed. Now, just for, background here, yes, the terms of service do say shit like, the language you use, you got to be careful in WoW. So if you're cursing in WoW, could you technically be banned for it? Yeah, given the context of what you're saying, probably. And, that doesn't go against the terms of service, like that's allowed. But at the same time, there's almost like this, I don't know, manly, like gentleman's agreement that in WoW cursing is going to happen. That's just part of, playing an MMO, is you're going to see cursing sometimes. I think it's just all taken into context. Like, are you just saying, oh, we just got fucked by that boss, Or are you like cussing somebody's life out because they're not a good tank and you're just putting them on blast and saying every frickin' derogatory term and cuss word possible at them? Yeah, one is a little bit different than the other. So I think context probably matters for these bans.
This tweet,
unless it's AI banning people. Because we all know AI fucking doesn't have context for shit.
was then met with a response from the tagged Blizzard CS of the Americas account, which said, I just looked at the logs. You seem to have a fondness for dropping F-bombs. Even one, if reported, is enough. PJ. And this response got people talking. In a good way, of course, and especially on the forums, where users were full of praise for Blizzard's quick response and human touch. Particularly glowing tributes were paid to the way that the customer service agent, PJ, wrote in a way that expressed personality and due diligence and care for the consumer, with even Player A agreeing that in the light of this low-key calling out, they now accepted the 6-day ban, and no, it's a shit show, obviously.
Orkmondo says, just cuss in cursive, AI can't read it. Is that true? That's freaking hilarious if that's true. Like, basically, cursive has been banished from our language. Like, I remember, I think it was 3rd or 4th grade, I learned how to write in cursive. My son is now in that point in his schooling, and I don't think he's going to learn how to write cursive. I don't know if they're going to teach him or not. Because what do you use cursive for anymore? Your signature? Like, I remember when I was in elementary school, they were like, oh, when you get to college, you're going to have to write your papers in cursive. And, like, clearly, by the time I got to college, I was using a laptop. So, I mean, yeah, they didn't see that one coming, but that's what ended up happening. Imagine society advances so far in AI and everything that cursive becomes like the Morse code of humanity, and we all relearn how to write cursive so we can avoid being terminated by AI. That would be fucking poetic, honestly.
So I need to report anyone that says in a video game. Tell me Blizzard is a lost cause without telling me Blizzard is a lost cause. I thought this was WoW, not Hello Kitty Island Adventure. You guys have a profanity filter in-game. Are you people stupid? Blizzard is cucked. WoW has become a gay unicorn fest where everybody loves each other. I thought the lore was supposed to be dark, grisly, and, you know, about war. Being suspended for saying
a gay unicorn fest, yeah, wow.
Is pretty
I know what has to do with cursing.
Someone. Enable language filters by default and allow people to say freely. I don't know the full context of the guy's ban. Probably deserved it, but let me say for sake. And yes,
I think there's a consensus that the guy probably deserved it. I've seen this story so many times where like a guy's like, well, I didn't say anything. What's going on? And then like somebody pulls up the log and he was like dropping a bunch of N-word bombs and you know, saying hail to some guy from, you know, some artist back in Germany or something. And all that shit was going down. Then he gets banned and he's like, well, I'm not quite sure why I got banned. All I did was loot the boss. That we know this guy probably said some messed up shit. And I don't think that's what the drama here is about. The drama is about the, you know, the response from this customer service team and the AI shit that was generated to respond to that guy's complaints was a bunch of BS. Like the guy just said, oh, you cursed? What does that mean? Was cursing not allowed now? I'm not sure.
For sake. And yes, I
the
know there was a
responses
huge
that piss
irony
people
in us
off.
bleeping out swears in this video of all videos, but Blizz has their profanity filter. We have our monetization filter. So anyway, almost 34 hours later, after this had become viral and the talk of the WoW town, there was another response on this post from Blizzard. Hey all, jumping in here, the way we engage with this post isn't the quality we expect of ourselves or each other at Blizzard. Customer service is here to offer clarification and guidance. We want to make our policies clear and we want you all to feel comfortable reaching out. To be clear, cursing is not blanket punished within our games. Context matters, and in this case, the context warranted upholding the action. Thank you for making your voices heard. Now off. Oh, no, sorry. And we will work to communicate with more clarity.
That would have been great. I wish customer service would have said it now fuck off. Oh my God. You know what? That would have resolved all of this. If the player base saw that kind of freaking humor come out of the customer service team, they would be like, well, Blizzard kind of got us on that one. I mean, context matters. They told us to fuck off. So we clearly cursing's allowed, just in context.
Moving forward. So that's the story, reported, good. And now we're going to pick this apart and work out what is actually going on here in a segment we are calling multiple things can be true at the same time. First, and most importantly, and remember I'm saying this is the most important bit, okay? That's why I'm putting it first, because it's the most important bit. People are tired of Blizzard customer service. I mean, People are tired of customer service, full stop, right? Because as AI seeps into more and
PJ got fired? Are you joking? PJ was fired for that comment back on the customer service? There's no way. Read the first message, then read the second one. I can't do that. I can't fucking scroll back. You guys have been chatting the entire time. How the fuck am I going to do that shit? Did he get fired for real? Oh, acts like he got fired. Yeah.
more of our lives, a whole bunch of billionaires
PJ's the
find
customer
every
service
excuse
guy.
to replace humans, making human decisions with
He's the only one left.
chatbots. And customer service has been undervalued and understaffed by businesses for decades anyway, so basically every single interaction we now have online with any company or service provider is guaranteed to be a joyless nightmare of wasted time, complete neglect, misunderstanding, and thinly veiled disdain for the customer and indeed humanity itself.
Yeah.
We are extremely
And an India call center. I mean, we all know that's what's going to happen. It's where they're going to send you. I'll be honest, like as much as people will shit talk Disney and stuff, at least their customer service is still here. Well, a lot of times when we talk to them, they're still here. Like they're just a regular old American answering the phone, helping you out on your trip. And then recently we booked a trip with like Royal Caribbean. We talked to their customer. They're in India. They're in India. It's pretty obvious. They're not in America, even though their name is, John and John Smith. He's telling me about all the shit about the cruise and stuff. I know where you are, John. I know where you are. And I don't blame John. He's just doing his job. I blame the company who's outsourcing this shit. And clearly they don't give a fuck about customer service. So that's the problem.
tired of this shit.
It's AI
and
service,
that is extremely clear in the responses to
way.
PJ's post. Around half of these replies are pointing out that they have reported much worse in Blizzard's games. Slurs, white supremacy, harassment and so forth, without any action ever being taken at all. As well as, on the flip side, known instances of players getting spam reported for unwarranted bans. Something which apparently happens a lot in PvP, because of course it does. God.
Yeah, I think that's where people are getting pissed here, is the inconsistency. That's what's pissing people off.
Guys. And they are rightly wondering why anyone at Blizz is wasting time banning people for saying when they let all that other much more important stuff slide. A very fair criticism that I completely agree with. And the answer is obvious, of course. It's because there's only a handful of people at Blizz even doing this job in the first place. So of course they're going to miss stuff that you report if the logs aren't super clear. Of course they are going to prioritize easy cases and low-hanging fruit. Of course they are going to rely on automated systems and only look into things manually when there's an appeal. And of course they are going to use template responses even then. And none of that is because the people work.
Wait a minute, what? Hot Student Chat says, we got a dude on Storm Rage that actively mocks Americans, gunned down by ICE. Mass reporting him did nothing. What? What are we talking about? You reported him to Blizzard and that didn't work, so you called ICE on the man? That is next level reporting right there.
For Blizzard CS suck, it's because Blizzard suck. It's because Microsoft suck. Global neoliberal shareholder capitalism sucks. Shh.
Can't get you banned from the server, but I can get you deported, bitch.
So I don't find it surprising that thousands of people use this post as a place to go and dump their frustrations at years of shoddy, impersonal service, ignored reports, and vague responses. And I don't blame people doing it either. Boo this thing. Boo, I say. That's the most
he was
important
supporting
bit,
them, okay.
But obviously this is real life with real people, and so I think there's some more to say on this too, because honestly, I don't think anyone covered themselves in glory here. Firstly, I'm just going to say it, I don't think there was anything wrong with the way PJ responded here. I just looked at the logs. You seem to have a fondness for dropping F-bombs. Even one, if reported, is enough, PJ. Did it lack a certain formality? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Would I be annoyed if I were PJ's employer? Definitely. Did they get completely one-manned on Twitter and was it a little bit embarrassing to read? Yes. Can I bring myself to be even slightly offended on player A's behalf? Do I think a lot of people are?
PJ was a bit unprofessional. He was clearly angry, and he fired off the email before reading it, basically. Let himself cool off a little bit, maybe giving it a day before he responded. Yeah, he got pretty mad. It's pretty obvious in his tweet back. And sometimes getting mad at work, and firing off messages ain't the best idea.
pretending they think
PJ got fired
PJ's
100%,
response is
think so.
unprofessional or offensive because they smell blood and want to pile on. 10 million % yes. And if you don't agree with me here, that's absolutely fine. But as someone who has worked in customer service and also as a functioning adult just about, let me give you some free advice, okay? If you genuinely want help or answers from a customer service department, even if you think you've been treated badly, even if you are angry and frustrated, please do not talk to them like this. Just spew AI written bullshit back to me. How are you this terrible, dude? Not because they don't deserve it, not because you're not entitled to it, but because they will definitely not help you if you do. The second you swear at customer service, you lose. You're done. They now have every right to put down the phone or block your email or usher you off the premises. In the same way that you shouldn't be rude to wait staff, no matter how bad they are, unless you like spit and poo flakes in your food. I don't know many people who do. So don't be angry with me. This isn't a judgment, okay? This is just good advice for adults who actually want to get stuff done. So no, I don't give a shit about PJ's sassy response. After swearing at them, player A is lucky he even got a response and not just another ban. I'm not saying that's right or wrong, I'm saying that's the way it is. What I think is a much more complex subject though, is the issue of swearing in-game.
Yeah.
This is a nuanced topic which many of us will feel differently about. So
like I said, it's almost like a gentleman's agreement, like swearing in-game is going to happen. I just think it's context. It's probably all about the context. Was there were they swearing at the boss or were they swearing at the healer because they stood in the fire and the healer couldn't heal them through it? It depends on the context of the swears. Like even at work, I'll be honest, the attorneys at work, there's cussing that goes on all the time. And like we'll be in a meeting, I'll be like, oh, this effing person suing us and this and that. And we'll talk about that. We'll drop F-bombs here or there, call somebody an asshole. But it's different when you're doing that than if, a boss is walking the floor and then just pointing at people and telling them F you. Yeah, it's a bit different.
Get out of the way.
Matters.
A lot of very stupid
the environment matters. The situation matters. It's all contextual.
Arguments that I saw in this thread, so we don't have to bother with them in the proper conversation. 1. This is a freedom of speech issue. This is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. No, a video game suspending your account for swearing is not, in fact, a free speech issue. There's no argument here, it objectively isn't. Move on. 2, the game, World of Warcraft, is rated T for teen, and, in fact, does have instances in-game of players using profanity. Famously, Garrosh calling Sylvanas a bowl of fruit, but also, as recently as The War Within, good old cuddly Bran Bronzebeard saying bastard. Ooh, bastard. Ooh, it feels good. I can see why he says it so much. But also, as many helpful people on this thread pointed out, Cassidy in Overwatch has a belt that says BAMF on it. And Tracer says wanker. And also, WoW is a game with killing in it. This is another very stupid argument. When a piece of art shows something, it doesn't mean that you can do the same thing as you interact with that art. If I go to Florence to see Michelangelo's...
I was about to say this exact example. Like, you see a naked statue in Italy. I don't think that means you can go stand naked next to the statue.
David.
Maybe you can. I don't know. Go test it.
And I get my dick out. It's not going to be much of a defense as they drag me off if I'm like, but he's got his dick out. Are you seriously telling me you sold me a ticket to this museum where there's a man with his dick out and I'm not even allowed to get my dick out? And also, let's be real. Bastard, Bamf, wanker. Did you notice how I didn't have to bleep those out? Because they are not the same as are they? And even if a character did say f***ing WoW, which they never ever would, it doesn't automatically track that players should be able to say it to each other. If my English lit teacher tells me to read from To Kill a Mockingbird in class, it doesn't mean I'm then allowed to call them the N-word, you know? I hate to be the guy that puts everything in the context of I think you should leave sketches, but some of you really are sounding quite a lot like the guy on the Ghost tour, right?
I did not, guys. I did not fucking pre-watch the damn video, okay? It's just the context of it all. It's a big brain shit. I'm thinking ahead. It's what happens. My ability to think ahead is it's unmatched, honestly. It's a great skill, and people, take it for granted. They think I'm pre-watching. That's what's going on. It's not happening, okay? Jesus, how much time you guys think I have on my fucking hands? Watching this shit, taking notes, looking at my notepad in my lap right now. How dare you?
Now, don't be the guy on the ghost tour. 3, there is a profanity filter in-game, and so you should be able to swear without worry. Any pussy that has it turned on doesn't get the swears anyway. And this, I absolutely agree with. It is a great point. Up to a point, because a word doesn't exist in isolation, does it? I've said 18 times in this video so far, and I filtered it out each time. But you know what I was saying all the same, right? Can we also agree that there's a difference between what an easy key, thanks team, and this healer, man, worst healer I've seen. Yo, healer, you. Even if I have the filter on, I know what that shit tank is saying to me there, you know? And that's even before you get into people purposely spelling things differently to get through the filter. I guess what I'm saying, and I never thought I'd be saying this on this channel, not all F-bombs are equal. And considering we don't know what it is that player A is supposed to have said, and considering no less than 2 real-life GMs have now looked into player A's case, and both independently decided it was ban-worthy, including the GM who was happy to publicly chew out PJ, his colleague, I'm personally inclined to believe it might have been more like the second instance in player A's case. Of course, you could rightfully argue that player A also doesn't know what they're supposed to have said, and that perceived lack of transparency is a major issue, and people are right to be upset about that. But look, the dude literally dropped an F-bomb in his tweet to customer service. I mean, is WoW so soft and feminine and gay now that you cannot swear in game? Unlike the golden days of
He forgot unicorn. He forgot unicorn.
vanilla, where you would get banned if you did.
It's a gay unicorn now. Okay, get it right, Taliesin.
Swear in game. Blizz have said in that clarifying tweet that swearing is not a blanket ban, and I believe them. Honestly, I don't think 99% of people replying to this post actually think that you will get banned in WoW for dropping a I think everyone knows how you get banned for saying in WoW. I swear all the time in my raid chat, and indeed in my Twitch streams, and indeed in this video, but I probably wouldn't go into Cathedral Square and start yelling it. Partly because I think I'd probably be likely to get a ban in that instance, but mostly because it's a bit cringe. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm going to end on this very subjective and personal opinion, okay? Because seeing grown-ass men, many of whom are probably in their 30s and 40s,
and balding. You gotta say it right, Taliesin. You want to describe the WoW player base, say it right. 30s and 40s and balding. That's the standard.
Arguing passionately about their right to say and also slurs. Around 15% of the replies on this post feature an ableist or homophobic slur of some sort. In the public chat of a video game is the cringiest shit I have ever heard in my life. Swear all you like, I don't care.
Ray.
I can hardly talk, can I? But the thought of being so indignant about it, about making it your thing that you're gonna fight for, it's so cringe. To summarize, yes, customer service sucks because the $1 trillion company sucks, and the $1 trillion company should put their big boy pants on and run a proper CS department with employees who are valued and paid well for their time. No, it is not a free speech issue. No, swearing at other live people is not the same as a character in-game swearing or fighting a war. Yes, I think swearing is acceptable in WoW in many contexts, and yes, I think the inclusion of the profanity filter tactically suggests this. And no, I don't think you can get banned for typing the word fuck to your buddies in chat. Oh, sorry, I ran out of bleeps. But what do you think?
Damn, I
There's
didn't
lots
realize
of very passionate feelings and opinions around this topic, and I think that's fair enough, really. So let us know your views in the comments below.
Hi guys! One last thing. With BlizzCon just under 4 months away,
Really?
we are delighted to announce the return of
only
the
4 months
Weekly
away?
Reset Live! Hey! This will be the 3rd time we perform our show live for you, the live audience, and we ride it in a haze of fear and panic through the early hours of the morning after all the BlizzCon announcements wrap up. It is a great time.
That's
This
great.
year's show will be on Monday, September 14th at around 12 o'clock in one of the hotels around the convention center. If you would like further details and to get tickets, all of that information will be shared on our Patreon and socials in the coming weeks. Hope to see you there.
And
Sam,
thanks
yeah,
for
I'm gonna
joining
guest
us today.
star. I'll
If
be
you
a
like
guest
this
star.
video, don't thank us. Thank our patrons who
My plan is actually to streak across the stage. That's my guest star moment.
still give us their actual
Why? Because there's a
real-life
statue that's
money
naked
to make
next to it.
all of our work happen. And seriously, patrons, thank you, because without you, there would be a whole lot less Taliesin and Evertel. If you didn't like it, downvote the shit out of it, and remember, my name is no, my name is Taliesin from me and Evie. Until next time, cheerio!
Nice video overall. I mean, you guys know from the context of my stream and my news and everything else, I drop plenty of profanity on my stream. And plenty of sexual innuendos, too. Why? Because my mind's fucked up. That's how it works. I don't know. But overall, yeah, the context of the swear matters. It matters. It matters on what, sometimes I call, Moishi my chat. I call him a bitch. Okay, is that nice? No, probably not. But also, I'm using, it's the context of the banter back and forth. Using a curse word in WoW in a real hateful way is, you got to know when you're putting it out there, there's a chance you're going to get banned. Now, customer service team at Blizzard, does it suck? Yes, okay, it is what it is. It's mostly AI at this point. And that's just customer service industry-wide for all these fucking companies now. It is what it is. Nice video overall, though, from Taliesin and Evertel.